I remember I was watching my daughter's basketball game, always, I try to be at every game.
Mm-hmm.
And after the game, she said, Mom, I made a 3-pointer and I looked over at you and you were looking down at your phone. Oh my gosh. Talk about my heart was broken. And I think at that time I said, okay, if I'm going to be at a game, I'm going to be present.
Have you ever had an idea that was so clear it was like a 3D movie? Have you ever told a friend about the idea and they told you, wow, if you could only make that into a business, you would be rich? Sound familiar? Welcome to Knowledge to Currency. I'm your host, Senator Porter, with my co-host, Roosevelt Williams III, and we're here to help you take action. This is free information. We only ask one thing: build a strong foundation and mindset. We have insight to help you get started. Most of us just need a push. What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of Knowledge to Currency. It's episode 48. I'm your host, Senator Porter, and you are?
Roosevelt Williams III.
And we believe that knowledge is currency, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, and currency is king. And today we have Jocelyn Lomahan on the show today. And how are you today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, this is a big deal because you're our first president. We had a
Really?
Yeah. We had a mayor.
Okay.
I'm a senator.
There you go.
And
I'm a president.
You're the first president, so this is pretty cool.
Very cool. Thank you.
So we appreciate you coming on the show today, and we'd like to ask you about real estate. Obviously, being a mother,
right.
A broker, CEO of a company, and how you're making it in San Diego.
Man, I'd love to talk about all of that stuff.
First off, let's start with your roots. You from San Diego?
I am pretty much from San Diego. I was born in Philadelphia, but my dad was Navy, so he got stationed here when I was 1 year old, and I never left. So I'm pretty much a native.
Absolutely.
I think this is an upgrade.
Yes.
And then family, you said 2 daughters. You have a son too, or just?
No, just the 2 daughters.
Okay.
They are 20 and 17. I know. Can you believe that? I mean, time just goes by so fast. And funnily enough, today is my 21-year anniversary with my husband, Jay. We've been together for a long time.
Shout out to Jay. Thanks for letting her be on the show today.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
And happy anniversary as well.
Thank you.
And then as far as you're a real estate agent, but a broker. So how'd you get into real estate?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I have been in the real estate industry for about 21 years now. And, it's funny. I kind of stumbled onto it. I was at San Diego State. I was a finance major, and I thought I was going to be an accountant or go into finance. But, just the way things happen, I stumbled onto a job in real estate, and it was for a marketing assistant. And I was like, okay, that's great, but I don't know anything about real estate. And they're like, it's okay, we'll teach you. So I come into the office, and little did I know that I was going into Rancho Santa Fe, which is the most expensive zip code in San Diego. And coming from, my roots, like it was definitely a different world out there. But, again, someone said a really good saying, real estate, it's just zeros. You get the same level of service, whether it's a $10 million house or a $100,000 house, it's just zeros. So I definitely have taken that very seriously in my real estate career, giving the same level of service to anyone that I come across.
Yeah.
But that's how I started in real estate. I didn't even have my license yet, and I was already working, in the industry. Fast forward 21 years later, I've been at several different brokerages. I'm at the Avenue, and, I have my own wonderful team. But again, being a team, we all help each other out no matter what. There's several very strong agents in our office, and we are always there to help each other.
How many folks are on your team?
Gosh, I feel like it's growing. I mean, I think we're up to like 30 agents at the Avenue. It's crazy.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. So I guess that's kind of where I want to kind of go with this. So a lot of people in the market right now, with the way things are, some people are struggling, some people are flourishing.
Right.
What is some advice you give to a young agent now that not doing so hot?
Yeah, it's definitely a weird time. And I've been in it for long enough where I've seen a lot of ebbs and flows in the market. I was back in 2008 when it was crazy. I mean, I've seen it all, I think.
Right.
Definitely nothing like this.
Right.
It is a crazy time that we're in. And I hope that we, blow through it really quickly. But yes, I want to say the statistic is staggering. It's like 60,000 agents. I can't remember exactly the number, but a lot of people are exiting the industry. And it is really unfortunate because I feel like, there's always going to be a need for us realtors.
Sure.
And I think that, we really need to just kind of like stick together and pound through to get through this. But I guess the advice that I would have for, I guess, younger agents that kind of got into the market, during the good times of COVID,
the last 2 years.
if you can align yourself with maybe other agents that are more experienced, that probably need help, you know, and I would say that no job is beneath you. If you're asked to, hey, will you put out my open house signs, or will you, sit in open house with me? You take it, because not only are you staying involved, you're staying educated, you're staying engaged with the industry. You're learning from someone that's more experienced. And the thing is, you're paying your dues.
Right.
And I think that's probably like the biggest thing is, to pay your dues and just to do your time, because no one said this job was easy.
Right. And just because you got in when the market was hot, now it's not.
Right.
Now it's time to pay up. Like you probably made money during those times.
Yeah.
And hopefully you saved
I was
some
going to
money.
say the same thing. Hopefully they saved, but if they didn't, it's definitely a challenging time. And even for us experienced agents, in my opinion, I think it's, definitely still a challenge, but you should kind of get back to basics.
Right.
And what does that mean? You strengthen your relationships.
Yep.
Because really that's what this business is all about. That's what business is all about. It's about your relationships and solving problems. You and I were talking earlier about, that's really what it's all about, is solving problems.
Absolutely. How do you sustain a relationship in the industry?
Let's see. A lot of that has to do with social. Thank God for social media. I swear it's just been the easiest way to connect with as many people as possible. Like, I don't know how many times that I've gone into like my favorite coffee shop, I'm really into coffee, where I see someone that I know and they already know what's going on with me. So it's easy to just kind of catch right back up again. So, it's social media really helps, but for me, it's the coffee dates. Like, that's kind of what I've known for is Java with Joss.
Nice.
And it's always like, I'll text like, hey, you want to grab coffee? Because I figure it's something that's, it could be a quick meeting, a 30-minute meeting, or it could be like a 3-hour session of us just going through everything that's been going on with our lives. But I think just reaching out, like I'm big on texting at least, 5 to 10 people a day, just say, hey, how are you? I'm thinking about you. And it's really genuine. Like I'll see something on their social media, like, a friend of mine lost their dog. And so I texted her, not just respond on social media, but said, hey, I'm so sorry. I know how much you love Buster. And, just really like showing that you care, because there's that saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's a fact. So that's something that I actually have it like on one of my screensavers is I think about that a lot, because it's so easy to get caught up in the day to day, just getting busy with everything. It's like, you have to remember like, what made me successful are the relationships I had with other people, helping them.
I agree. Let's talk about Areaa. What is Areaa for people that don't know? You'll be surprised how many people in the industry, loan officers, or even realtors I've met that don't know about Areaa.
It's so true. So Areaa is the Asian Real Estate Association of America.
Right.
And we are a nonprofit organization. We have about 44 chapters throughout the country. And it is promoting homeownership among the AAPI community, Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander community.
Okay.
And the question I get asked all the time is, do you have to be Asian to join? And the answer is absolutely not. I mean, we are such a diverse city and country that, I'm sure somehow, some way you know someone that's in the API community. And, really what it is just to serve anyone that we come across. We're very grateful that we work with a lot of the other diversity groups like NAREP, NAREB, VA Rep. Those are all a bunch of acronyms, but again, they're all diversity groups, and all of us have the same goal, is to just help others. So that's basically what it comes down to.
Absolutely. So can I call you Madam President?
Sure.
Okay, wonderful.
It'll go by fast, so yes, I'll take it.
So being a president of Areaa, what made you want to be the president?
That's so funny, because I remember, we had this funny phrase called voluntold. I was voluntold to join Areaa from another friend of mine. And I remember, I have to admit, in the beginning, I was like, why would I want to join an organization with other realtors? Aren't they my competition?
Right.
And quickly I learned that no, that's not the case, because when you think about it, real estate is a lonely business.
Right.
You're an independent contractor. You technically don't have to report to anyone. You don't have a boss. So it was great to be able to come together with other like-minded individuals, other realtors, that we share each other's, we share each other's successes. We help each other when we have problems. So it really has become a family. And that's why I was so passionate about becoming president, is I want that for everyone. the entire realtor community, you know this because you've been to all of our events. I mean, we have realtors, we have lenders, we have escrow offers, we have officers, we have notaries, like everyone being a part of Areaa because, you know, again, at the end of the day, we want to educate, we want to network, and we want to better ourselves through education. And that's what Areaa is all about.
I agree.
Yeah, that's one thing I actually admire about your group. I definitely did my research as well. And being an early entrepreneur, I feel like a thread by myself.
Right.
Because the road can get really lonely. But when you come around other entrepreneurs that are inspired, especially in the same industry, you become a rope. And now you're able to like pour resources. You'll be able to be each other's crutches. And I really like that analogy because I felt like independent at one time. But when I come around individuals like yourself and being a part of a network, you're able to have resources.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the biggest thing. Well, can you share with us some of the challenges you faced early on when you became an agent?
An agent, sure. You know, just like anyone, I think it's just a matter of figuring out where your leads are coming from, where you're going to get business from. And, you know, early on, I realized that obviously, you know, it's going to be a lot of it is going to be pounding the pavement. So, of course, you start with your family and your friends.
Right.
And, of course, that grows because you do a good job and you get referred to your friends of friends, et cetera. But what I found that really helped me catapult my business was giving back.
Yeah.
Something about me, I'm really involved in my community. Not only am I involved heavily in my church, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, I'm also on the Rancho Penasquitos Town Council.
Nice.
I'm part of Catholic Charities. I mean, all these, you know, things that really speak to my heart anyway. And just because of you doing the things that you love to do anyway, of course you come across people all the time and they're like, well, what do you do for a living? I'm like, well, I'm a realtor.
Right.
And I can't even tell you how much business I've gotten just from doing the things that I love anyway.
Yeah, because they probably respect you more because you're giving back. So
Yeah.
they want to help you, your business, because you know you're going to give back to the church or wherever.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I know what you mean. But that's kind of another way that, you know, other young realtors can probably benefit is just go do what you love anyway. Surround yourself by the people that you drive with anyway. And
That's right.
You're going to find
Associate with
relationships.
your bird tribe, sort of say, identify your bird tribe. And, you know, as also living to give, you find yourself being attracted or they're attracted to you for doing what you naturally do.
Exactly.
So now you're not pushing, you're pulling them in.
Exactly.
So I really admire that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, Madam President, you know, you know,
Good ring to it. No.
no, absolutely. Can you share with us a little bit more about your organization and being like that fearless champion? You know, what keeps you going, and how do you inspire your team to be inspired?
Absolutely. I think another reason I wanted to join Areaa is, you know, it's the American dream. You know, my parents are immigrants from the Philippines. My dad was in the Navy,
Nice.
and my mom was, she left her entire family to become a nurse here in the States. And, you know, I can't even imagine how hard it would be to leave your family to come to a country
Sure.
that, you know, may or may not accept you. Who knows? You know, back in the, you know, early 70s. So I just love their journey, the fact that they worked really hard and they were able to buy a house, you know, a very modest house in, you know, Paradise Hills. That's where I grew
Sure.
up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so I think about that and I think, my gosh, you know, everyone has to have that opportunity, and why are we not? And so
Right.
I think that's when I really got the mission of Areaa is like, you know, we have to champion the people that can't do it. And the
Right.
thing is, they feel they have barriers that they think in their mind, but are not reality. Like, I know that one of the barriers to entry with Asian Americans is language. You know, I mean, my parents spoke English, but there's a lot of people that come to the country that don't speak the native language, and they just feel, and I don't know whether it's like they're embarrassed or just don't have the resources, but, you know, that's definitely a barrier to entry, and I think that's one of the things that Areaa does is to help say, hey, look, we can find you a lender that speaks your native language. We can
Nice.
find you a realtor that speaks your native language. So that's definitely one of the strong pillars of Areaa is to open that up to as many people as possible.
Yeah, communication is definitely the key to the combination. You know, I really
sure.
appreciate that. And I definitely wanted to take this time to extend the opportunity to our gala we're having Sunday, December 3rd at Sequan Casino.
Yes.
We'd like to, we have a president's table.
Oh.
So we'll be talking about more about that.
You definitely
live
need to
because-
be at that table.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah, you definitely deserve recognition.
Will there be dancing too at the end?
Dance floor,
Okay,
fashion
I'm
show,
in.
four-course meal, dignitaries, and other affiliates, other presidents from all organizations, from like the
Nice.
University Club. We can sit here and name drop.
Nice.
But it's definitely going to be some individuals of, wealthy and well-connected individuals.
And again, another opportunity for networking.
Yeah, it's a red carpet event.
Love it. Thank you.
Last year I went, I had to wear the tux. It was nice.
Oh, well, I would be honored to be there.
So it'd be honored to have you.
Thank you.
What I was going to say is a lot of times, too, with minorities and my experience working in banking, a lot of times they don't trust banks. They don't trust people. So they miss out on opportunities because of that trust.
Absolutely.
So then they feel like that opportunity is not for us. That's for, other cultures, other people.
Isn't that a shame?
And they work hard and they
Yeah.
pay taxes. They do everything, but they don't feel they deserve it.
I was just going to say that they do deserve it.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I think it is important for us to be involved in diversity groups to really show, like, hey, if I could do it, you could do it.
Right.
So-
I talk to friends too, and sometimes I tell them, "Hey, you could do that." And they're like, "Man, I'm not you." Like you, and I'm like, I put on my pants just like everybody else, man. You just have to talk to the right people, get around the right people, and you gotta have the right mindset.
Exactly.
And that's how you can achieve stuff. And if you don't know, ask. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people are willing to help you. It's like with the English language, you don't need to know all the words. When someone's asking you a question, you could kind of like, okay, I know what you mean, then just repeat it back, and they're like, yeah.
Yes.
So I agree with that.
Yeah, you raised a great point, Senator Porter, when you said it's pretty not like a wealth gap, it's not an age gap, but it's a trust gap.
Yeah.
Right.
In a lot of these communities. So no, you raise a great point. So just
Right.
having organizations and just that collaborative effort. And you can do this too. I did, and you can do this too.
Yep.
So if someone wanted to join Areaa, what would they do?
Oh my gosh, just reach out to me, or you can look at our website, Areaa San Diego. I think it's .org. But yeah, just DM me. I would love to welcome you with open arms.
That's
Roosevelt.
Okay, definitely.
Calling you out. You need to be a member of Areaa.
The feeling is mutual. I subscribe, you subscribe.
All right, let's go.
We do business with people that do business with us.
Boom.
But it'd be nice. I hear a lot of great things about Areaa in the community and the networking as well. And that's something
great.
that I definitely need to be a part of. I need to just come and I definitely like mixed salads.
Yeah.
So even when I'm networking, I like to, enjoy myself. So absolutely. When's the next event?
We are doing a beach cleanup this month at the end of August, which is going to be great because we're actually working with VA Rep, another wonderful organization, and we're going to come together and collaborate on, giving back to the community. So,
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Service before self. You guys got
Absolutely.
that mantra. Okay.
Absolutely.
So you also have boots on the pavement, boots in the boardroom type of feel. I can get out there, roll my sleeves up.
Oh, it's so much
That's
fun.
the best way of networking.
It really is the best way to network because you're doing good for the community, you're having
like
fun,
that.
and you're with great people. So you've got
And you
the
make an impact.
trifecta.
Man, I made a mistake.
What?
You're the second president. Derek was on. Shout
That's
out to
okay.
Derek.
I don't mind.
VA Rep.
How about I'm the first female president?
Okay, there you go. Dang, when
appreciate
you said VA Rep,
There
I was
you
like,
go.
uh-oh.
It's okay. I love him. He's great. So I'll just be the first female president.
First
You got
female
that.
president. And even I make mistakes.
It's all
man.
good.
Oh no,
It's all good.
man. We on the same team. I like that. It definitely suits you. That's what I said, Madam President. You should pick that. But,
Yeah, we can't call him Madam President.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he didn't come on his anniversary too, so
Oh.
you gotta give it up.
Absolutely. How do you balance that world? That's been an entrepreneur, let's say Asian, broker, mother,
Yeah,
you
Right.
know.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. It's definitely not easy, but
Right.
we all do the best we can at the end of the day. We do the best we can. And, my kids are a little bit older, so it's definitely getting easier. But because they're getting older, I feel like I see myself wanting to hold on to them a little bit tighter. I remember I was speaking at a panel somewhere, and I remember, trying to juggle it all. I don't think there's such word as balancing. I think it's like sometimes some things take more priority than others.
Right.
Fortunately or unfortunately, but it's just a reality.
Right.
I remember I was watching my daughter's basketball game. Always I try to be at every game. And after the game, she said, "Mom, I made a 3-pointer and I looked over at you and you were looking down at your phone." Oh my gosh. Talk about my heart was broken. And I think at that time I said, okay, if I'm going to be at a game, I'm going to be present.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
it definitely was a lesson in, just really realizing what's important. And could I have waited 40 minutes? Games are
Right.
only 40 minutes long.
Right.
I could have waited. So
But it's good that you took the corrective approach.
yeah.
I told my mom, she'd be like, boy, be quiet. I'm trying to make some money.
I know, right?
You're not trying to hear that. You'll make
That's
another
true.
3. Yeah, so that's awesome that
Yeah.
you were willing to take that coaching moment. It's like, all right, my bad.
Exactly. But no, I mean, the
Absolutely.
balance, I mean, it's definitely, it's not easy, but it's just, it's just one of those things you get through it.
Absolutely. I appreciate how you embrace that because as I'm working to be an entrepreneur and father and a good community member, a good neighbor, I have to give everyone the rest and my family the best.
I love that.
That's what keeps me stable. Absolutely, yeah. Because it's true. We got to give our family the best and our business the rest because as I mature, that's what matters. Family
It's
foundation.
So true. It is so true.
How long does it take to get like a real estate license if you're diligent and do what you're supposed to do?
Great question.
I think it's actually pretty quick. I mean,
Really?
maybe like less than 3 months. I think the
Okay.
challenging part is just getting like your test date, that kind of thing. But, again, just like anything, you put your mind to it, you can do it.
And then what's like, because there's different places to join. Are you guys hiring?
We, the right people.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
right. People that you're looking
People that are ready to work and hustle and just soak out all the knowledge.
That's right, like a positive mental attitude.
Yeah.
Business professional. That type of
Absolutely.
deal. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I mean, and I know that, it is our job to mentor the young people.
Right.
So, the one thing about real estate that you were going back to talking about advice is, treat it like it's a full-time business. You're not just a real estate agent. I hate when people say, oh, I'm just a real estate agent. Like, no, you are a business owner. You
Oh,
are the
yeah.
CEO of your business. So that,
true.
if you want to be successful, that's the attitude that you have to have. That's the mindset that you have to have, is that you are a CEO of your business and you have to treat it that way. So
Yeah.
that's one thing if any advice I could give to young people is like, if you're going to go into real estate, go all in.
And that's a good point too, because that person, that's the big transaction. Sometimes the only house they ever buy.
Absolutely.
So you should take it serious.
Yes.
That's important, because when you do transactions, for us, we've done tons of transactions.
Right.
So then people do feel like, it's just another closing, but you put a family into a home.
Yeah.
I remember because I did financing, so I refinanced this lady 3 times, and each time we refinanced her, it was to put her sons through school.
Oh.
So she paid off the loan or paid down the loan, and then the next kid was up, refinanced again, got him in school, he graduated, and then the third time she's like, I just want you to know that I'll only come to you because and then I thought about it, because you just doing your job, but you're like,
Yeah.
man, I helped this lady, and she trusted me to every time come back to me so that she could send her kids to school.
I love that.
So it is bigger than what people really, don't ever discredit yourself.
Absolutely.
I'm big into that.
And again, the American dream translates it to
Yeah.
perfect education for
I was
kids.
talking to someone yesterday. I was like talking to a younger guy, and he hasn't purchased yet. And I was like, think of this is the only thing you can buy where you could buy a house, not do anything to it. Let's just say you bought it, you put down the minimum payment, you kept making your payments, and then let's say you and your girlfriend get married, and then you have a family and the house is too small, you sell it, and let's say it doesn't gain any value, it just stays the same.
Right.
When you sell that house, you have some type of money to put down on the next house.
Yeah.
But in San Diego, they're saying like, shoot, in the last 7 years, stuff's gone up like over 20%, right?
Crazy. Yeah.
So you put down minimum investment into this. You just lived in it.
Yep.
You didn't do anything
Yep.
to it. You didn't,
You're making money.
and then all of a sudden you decide, say, hey, you know what? Let's put it on the market, sell it. Now we have more money to put, or we can borrow against it, start a business, or we can send our kids to school,
Yeah.
or we could pay off all our debts. Like there's
Yeah.
so many things you could do, or
Yeah.
you could build onto it and make it investment property.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. And like, if I could give, just any advice to like people that are like sitting on the sidelines, it's like, get off the
Right.
sidelines. You got to just jump in. Even if I say this all the time, even if it's a 1-bedroom condo, it's okay.
Sure.
It's not going to be for your forever house, and you're going to miss the boat,
Right.
especially in San Diego.
Yeah, a lot of people have, that's for sure.
And it's, it breaks my heart because, again, that's what we're here for, is to like help them navigate that.
What's the market research now? Like, how many available homes on the market now?
Gosh, I know it as like, the
Inventory.
months of inventory, and I want to say it's like less than a month of inventory. A healthy market is like 6 months inventory.
Right.
Yeah, we are way short on inventory.
And people think it's gonna crash. I don't see
I
it.
don't see it. I really don't see it. There's too many, especially in San Diego. There's just too many people coming in, like with Apple and all these other companies coming to San Diego. I don't see it.
Yeah, maybe other markets, but
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like there's enough apartments, houses. They're building high rises downtown everywhere. I saw on, was it 163, like up past like the what's the Ted Highway?
Ted Williams Parkway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lennar's building up there.
That's a 55 and up community.
50. Okay.
Yeah.
See,
so
she's
that's
on it.
Oh, honey, that's my hood. So,
That's right.
I'm all over that one. I can tell you every floor plan. I did my market research.
That's why you deal with a professional, right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And again, this is the biggest transaction of most people's lives. We have to treat it as such.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got a question?
Absolutely. I want to know, throughout the year, do you keep in contact with all your networks or clients for like holidays?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So how does that work? When do you start preempting those cards and gathering the
Yes.
details? How does
my
that
gosh,
process work?
I love my client appreciation stuff. Obviously with COVID, it slowed down a little bit, but I definitely try to have at least a couple events a year. We're gonna probably bump it up a lot next year. I've just been busy with Areaa but every year around Thanksgiving, I do a pie party where
really?
my favorite coffee shop, Mostra Coffee, they let me, come in after hours, and I invite all of my clients, and I do it 2 days before Thanksgiving. It's usually that Tuesday.
Okay.
And
Look at that.
they get their they get to choose pumpkin, apple, or it depends on the year. I'll pick a third flavor,
Okay.
for them to come pick up their pie, grab a coffee, kind of visit with us a little bit, and then they get to take that pie for their Thanksgiving dinner. So that's one of the events
awesome.
I do.
Nice.
Probably this summer I'm going to do like an ice cream social, just something to kind of say, okay, it was a great summer, like
I want to
Have a
own
sweet
a
treat.
ice cream parlor. That's one of my goals.
Oh, is that right?
you want to invest in that together, because so do
Yeah, I
I.
feel like you seen Salt and Straw of India.
Yes.
Man, that place is a gold mine.
I just went there the other day. I waited in line half an hour just to get ice cream there.
How much is ice cream?
It's like $7 or something crazy
For
like
a
that.
scoop.
Dude, I remember Thrifty's ice cream when it was like a quarter.
Okay.
And there people lined around.
Lined
like
around.
it was raining and all the bars, nobody's in the bar, and everybody around
Ice cream.
sea salt.
There's
or
just
Salt and
something
Straw.
happy about ice cream.
Ice cream. I
Yes.
was like, man, I looked. I was like, that's a good business.
That's a
to-
great business.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, on that note, I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
Okay, what's your preference? Ice cream in a cup or a cone?
I do the waffle cone lately.
Okay.
I like the
Yeah.
waffle cone.
Yeah.
I'll do both. It all depends on the flavor. If I'm feeling pistachio,
That's one of my favorites, by
I
the
might want
way.
to enjoy that in the bowl.
Okay.
But if I'm doing cookies and cream or just something plain, I may go for the cone.
Okay.
It all depends on.
Okay,
I have
so
a question
that
for
is
you,
flavor.
our
I
ice
like
cream
that.
lovers. What do you feel ice cream is better during what? Raining when it's cold or when it's hot? Like the season.
Shit, I don't think it's all good.
I was like, it's like year round,
Year
4
round?
seasons.
Okay, because
Wait, we don't have seasons in San Diego. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's
We can
true.
eat ice cream anytime.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
I mean, lately it's been in the 80s, but that's not compared to my friends. It's hundreds, like
Yeah.
in Texas and
Yep.
Florida.
Yep.
So yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Man, I go for ice cream when it's cold. I mean, like
Nice.
when it's warm, I like to drink water.
Yeah.
But on cold days, I enjoy ice cream a little bit more than I do on
That's
warm
so
days
funny.
for some
Interesting.
reason.
Nah, I think it's if you walking past Salt and Straw, it's hard not to grab a scoop.
Seriously.
What's your favorite flavor now? Now we're talking ice cream talk.
Oh,
Just on,
geez. Okay, I mint chocolate chip and pistachio.
Okay.
I was like,
okay.
why do I like green ice cream? I don't know.
Yeah, I would say mint chocolate chip or caramel.
Nice.
Chocolate and caramel is good.
Cookies and cream.
Yeah, classic.
That's good too.
Classic.
You have any announcements of events or anything going on besides the thing you've already told us about?
Let's see. So definitely a couple of Areaa events coming up. We have a golf tournament coming up, which is a great way. We take a lot of the proceeds to donate to a charitable cause.
Nice.
So I'm super excited about that. And gosh, I'm sure there's 100 million events that are coming up, but I just can't think of them right now. But yeah, like Areaa has definitely been a big priority in my life this year because, I want to do a good job as president. But I know the year is already like over halfway over and it's almost done. So I'm just like savoring every moment.
And they already have the next president you nominated?
We're working on it, but we'll get that like probably in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your reign is not over.
And it's not over yet. And again, I just highly encourage people to, if not Areaa, join some, group where you can give back. You could be around like-minded people and just give back.
Please, share with us your handles again, please.
Oh,
one more
sure.
time for everybody listening.
My IG is Jocelyn.Lomahan. Yeah, I think that's the main one I'm on, but I'm also on Facebook too. And
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if somebody needs help buying a property, she could definitely help you in San Diego.
I would be honored.
Yeah, and if the beauty about Areaa, if you're in another state, she can recommend you to a chapter in another state to help you as well.
Yes, absolutely.
How many chapters are there now?
44.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's almost in all 50 states.
Almost in all 50 states. Several in, a lot of in concentrated areas, but we'll find you someone.
Yeah, because I was surprised when I went to the national conference of there. People come from all over the world.
Yeah.
Like, and not, from the Philippines,
Yeah.
Hawaii, everywhere.
Yep.
Just to come to the event, talk to other realtors.
Yep.
Have ideas. So it's a good organization. Have some of the best parties.
Yes.
For sure.
It's true. We'll be in Chicago this year for that.
Oh, nice. Very nice. San Diego is the headquarters?
Yeah, it is actually.
That's what I thought. Because a lot of the events were here when I first moved here. Mm-hmm. That's how I know almost every president, too.
And we might have a board spot open for you.
Oh, for me?
Yes, sir. Look at you. Yeah. You just volunteered yourself in there.
We'll see. I don't want to make too big promises.
I get it.
Well, I know you gotta have dinner with your husband, and we want to thank you so much for being on the show. You got any follow?
I just want to say, by speaking to you and all the listeners, very approachable, relatable, a good spirit, and so get signed up, volunteer today.
Please, I would love that, and thank you for having me. I love watching your show, and I'm honored to be here.
Yeah,
it went by way too fast. I think we need a part 2.
Okay.
I'm going to put that out there. We need a part 2.
We could definitely look at that. We could maybe discuss the market and stuff like that as well. But in the words of Dr. Dre, just chill till next episode, and we appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.